Hey everybody, welcome back to the Messy Keto Kitchen, and today we're going to be talking about motivation. But what if you don't feel motivated? What if you've got a big fat case of the F-its, or whatever you want to call it? Well, I am going through that myself right now, and I thought it would be a good idea to make a video about it because I think it's one of those things that we don't talk about enough. On social media every single day, you see somebody post on their Instagram or their Facebook or Snapchat, whatever it is, about they're just out there giving it 110% and never miss a Monday, and the only bad workout is the one that you didn't do and whatever. And it can give you this sense that you are falling behind, that you're not as good as everybody, that you just lack the motivation where they all seem to just be able to find it in spades. And I'm here to tell you that I've been doing this for a lot of years. I've been working out very religiously for, I think, a little over 6 years, and just trying to eat right, all that. And it goes in waves. There's times where I am pumped and I am psyched and I'm gonna hit the gym 5 times a week. And sometimes I used to go 2 times a day. I don't do that anymore, but I've been there, and I've also been on the other side of it where it's trying to get yourself to the gym or trying to get yourself to track your macros or meal prep or food plan or anything. It's just the most exhausting thing ever. And so the reason I wanted to make this video, one, was just to let you know that if you're going through this, you're not alone. Don't fall prey to the people who are telling you that everything is perfect and they never have those doubts or they never have those dips in motivation, because I call shenanigans on that whole thing. At some point, everybody has a little bit of a downslide, and usually you can come back up from it and it's all good and you learn from it and you feel better afterwards. But please don't believe that nobody else out there is having this struggle. You're not alone. Like I said, I've gone through this before many times. But the other reason I wanted to make the video was to just let you know some of the things that I have done and that I actually ended up doing this time around to get myself out of the funk. Now, first of all, some of the reasons that I think I can get into a funk, and it's going to be different for everybody, but for me, sometimes the weather, I know that just sounds so corny and so silly, but when the weather has just been gloomy for so long, I live in like Portland, Vancouver area, and so our winter isn't a lot of snow, but it's very overcast and it's very rainy and blah, and after a few months of that, you really just kind of start being like Eeyore. You kind of just start being like the weather. So kind of identifying what it is that might be creating some of that blah feeling. So for me, sometimes it is the weather. Sometimes it's just I've been going so hard and so fast for so long that I haven't really given myself a break, a chance to just recover, a chance to think, any of that. And I finally just get to my breaking point and I stop wanting to do it. Another thing for me sometimes, and again, these will be different for you maybe, but for me sometimes as well, I get bored. I get bored of eating the same things or having the same workouts. I try to vary it, but again, if you've been doing it for a lot of years, you know, some of the same things that you've been doing for a long time, you know, they're good. There's a reason that they're so good, but they get very boring and you're not really as motivated when the scenery never changes. So what I've done in the past, and as a matter of fact, this is what I did when I first tried to get myself to develop a gym / fitness / healthy eating habit, was as far as the gym went, I used to work out at this gym that was a really, really nice gym. So it had a cafe, it had a spa, it was overboard, but it was really, really cool. And so what I would do is I would tell myself that I'm just going to go to the gym for 30 minutes, and all I'm going to do is go to the cafe. I'm gonna order a cup of coffee, I'm gonna sit at the cafe, drink my coffee, and that's it. And I would get there, and of course I would be like, well, I'm already here. Okay, so I'm gonna be on like the treadmill for 5 minutes, and that's all I'm doing is 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna have that cup of coffee. And then 5 minutes turns into 20, turns into 30, and I would just do this day after day until it just became a habit, until I didn't hate it as much as I used to. Because trust me, I will tell you, I despised it. I found any reason I could to avoid exercise. So that's kind of what I did today, is I just told myself I'm going to go to the gym. I'm just going to go in there and I'm literally just going to walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes. And if you know me, I don't even like the treadmill, but I said, that's all I'm going to do. Well, I got there and I was like, I'm not feeling the treadmill, but I can't just walk in the door and not actually do something. So I said, I'm just going to stretch. That's all I'm going to do, is I'm just going to stretch. And after you stretch, the blood flow starts pumping through and you start seeing other people working out. Then you start to just go, okay, maybe I'll just go do the leg press, or I'll go do this one other thing. And eventually, you know, 45 minutes later, I'd done a very solid workout. And I felt so much better because once you start with that action, more action follows it. When it comes to the food part for me, it's kind of the same thing. I really do just have to tell myself, okay, I'm just going to track for one day. That's all I'm doing. I'm not tracking for an entire week. I'm just going to track for one day to see where I am. And I'll do that, and I kind of either get a rude awakening or a pleasant surprise. And that kind of leads into something else, or the second day of tracking, to see if I can maybe make a game out of it, where I do better the second day than I did the first day. You know, you get the point. And that's what I'm going to have to do right now for myself, guys. I know that I've fallen into this rut, and I've gone through this before, so it's not my first time. I have to use what I know to work for me to move past this and not let it be just the end all, everything sucks, I'm not good at this, I'm going to gain 50 pounds. But I also have to be aware that I can't go on forever just denying it or saying that I'm going to get to it next week or the week after that. Like, I actually have to take action. And so sometimes, even if you are not feeling it, and please don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't rest, don't take a break, because you need breaks. But give yourself a limit on how long the break is going to be, and then just say, okay, on Tuesday, I have to go do something. It doesn't have to be big. It can be 10 minutes, but I have to go do something. And honestly, guys, me talking to you right now is helping me. It is actually helping me kind of solidify a plan in my head. And I don't know if it'll help you, but I really hope it does. But like I said earlier, one of my biggest frustrations is when you see everybody else saying that they're just killing it and they're so motivated and they never have a down day. And you start to think that there's something wrong with you. And I have to say it again, there is nothing wrong with you. You're going through something very, very normal. Don't let it be the rest of your life story, but just understand that it's normal, and you're going to come back, and you're going to come back stronger from it. Anyway, I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this. Have you gone through it? What are your tips and tricks to get through it? Please let me know. I am super interested. I think all the other viewers would be very interested to know everybody else's tips and tricks. Leave the comments below, guys. We are all here for each other. I hope that you guys understand that, like, I am as real can be. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you because we don't do sugar anyway, right? But I'm not going to make it seem perfect and like I never struggle, because that is BS. And I want to be real with you guys 100%. Anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments below, leave your questions below, leave your tips and tricks, all of that stuff. And I will see you in the next video, and I will probably be like, rah, rah, I totally went back to the gym 4 days this week and life was good. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you soon.